Stoicism is a philosophy, or maybe more realistically a mindset, that aims to strengthen resolve and make an individual more robust in order to maximize the amount of good that they can do in their life and do for the world. It teaches you to accept things as they are, especially the things that are beyond your control, and also be thankful for the chance to learn and grow and be tested as you move through life. I think most people would agree it's been a strange and really tough 2 years, and people are feeling it more than ever. I can certainly feel it, and it feels like as a whole, humanity is struggling more than perhaps ever. We're isolated and alone. We've got very little to look forward to. The challenges that we keep facing seem to get bigger and more scary. We can't travel, we can't see family or friends. We're losing our jobs, we're losing loved ones. And in the face of this, I think adopting a mindset that allows you to stand up to these challenges and move forward regardless is really important, perhaps more important than ever. And as I've explored Stoic principles throughout the pandemic, I've come to realize that I've been using some of these Stoic principles my whole life, and 3 in particular stand out to me as being really important to get through times of adversity. The first principle that I think is just amazing is the idea that nothing is either good or bad, it just is. The Stoics really lean heavily on this idea that nothing that happens is good or bad. It's only our judgments of the things that happen to us being good or bad that makes them so. And I think adopting this mindset gives you a lot more control over your life and the things that happen to you. This comes back to the idea that we choose how we react in any given situation, and we choose what's happening to us. One of the examples of this that I really love is the idea that being offended is a choice. So if a workmate's rude to you, or someone comes up to you in a bar and says something offhanded, you choose whether the thing that they say affects you or not, and whether it's bad or good, or whether you can stand up to it, or whether you react to it. And so I think adopting this mindset allows you far greater control of the things that happen in your life. And honestly, it's going to lead to you being a lot happier, because a lot more good things are going to happen to you because you choose what's good and bad. And I think if you want to be really stoic about this idea, you would go so far as to say nothing good or bad happens to you. You just live through life, and you should just sort of follow your lot in life and live up to your potential and do good in life. Good is subjective, of course, but you should just live to your nature and be content with that. The second Stoic principle, which I think is extremely powerful, is this idea of amor fati, or a love of fate. I think at its core, amor fati is an acceptance that things are going to happen in life, and challenges are going to present themselves, and obstacles will arise, and that all of these things that happen to us are opportunities to rise and to grow and to challenge ourselves, and that should be a good thing. Living without challenge is kind of empty, and so challenging yourself and testing yourself and going up against these challenges tests your values and your resolves and who you are as a person, and ultimately sort of fuels your fire. Epictetus said hardship is an opportunity, and I think all Stoics have lived through this and really adopted this idea. When you're putting yourself out there, when you're living up to your experience as a human, things are gonna happen. The goal is, or the challenge should be, to learn to love and appreciate these things as they happen and move forward regardless. And I think the most interesting and potentially empowering thing about amor fati is the idea that everything that you overcome becomes fuel, and in fact becomes you. You absorb its power, you absorb the resistance that you overcome, and it gives you strength. The Stoics often looked at obstacles as fuel to their Stoic fire, and every time you overcame an obstacle, you were feeding that fire, and therefore the fire sort of rose and became more intense. The last principle is not something that I think the Stoics have necessarily said. It's kind of one that I've muddled together using a few of the principles, but it's the idea that if you're the cause, you can be the solution. And this kind of borrows from the Stoic idea that you should be tolerant of others and strict with yourself. This comes back to having an acceptance of things that are beyond your control, like the opinions and actions of others, while also accepting that where you are in life is an outcome of the decisions and choices you've made over your lifespan. All of the choices that you've made throughout your life have led you to where you are right now. And I think accepting this is the first step in taking responsibility for your life and your actions. And if you are the cause of the things that happen to you, then you can be the answer and the solution to the things that happen to you, or you control the outcome. Whereas if someone else is dictating what happens to you, you can't control that. So taking responsibility of your actions and for your choices is really important in you gaining control of your life. And I think at its core, self-discipline is the key here. Self-discipline is the reason you are where you're at. It's led to your choices or lack of correct choices, but it's also the solution to get out of the place you're at or to move towards the place you want to be. And so moving forward, I think the interesting thing about life is that most of the time we know what we should be doing. We know the answer. It's just whether or not we do it. And so, like Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle is the way. You should lean in towards the obstacles that present themselves and the challenges that present themselves, because that's generally the direction we should be going. And it's the direction of growth and a little bit of hardship, but also it's the direction of positive outcomes and achieving the goals that we want in life. Essentially, you know the path, you just need to walk it. The obstacle is the way. So there you go. Those are the 3 Stoic principles that will probably change your life, and I think everyone should live by. I'm just diving into Stoicism myself, so this is a topic that I'll probably touch back on a lot more times. If you have any interesting Stoic principles you think I should go into, comment them down below, or just have a little chat, have a little yarn, spin one, or whatever. Hit a like and subscribe and all the YouTubey stuff if you want to. And until next time, I'll see you later.